This is an unboxing video of some garden scale models. What I've done is I've bought a few things from a company called John Sutton Books and Models. Well, from John Sutton himself actually, because he's the UK representative for Hartland Locomotive Works. And the thing I bought are 4 kits of what they call a gondola, but it's like a little truck. And so that's some trucks, and you'll see a price on there of £17. Now it does include delivery with these things. I bought a second-hand Mac from HLW, and that seemed to perform quite well. It isn't LGB, so I thought let's try another powered device from them. And so deeper down in the box it's just packed in a box sent by Hermes, but well enough packed, no problems there. And packed down there you can see something that's called the Waddling Gosling. So I'm going to pull that out, and this is the first impressions, and you'll see the label on the top of that, £130. So that's effectively a G-scale locomotive for £130. And the final thing that's in there, I won't lift them out just now, are some figures. We'll have a look at those later. I'll just pause this while I sit down and position myself to have a look at this loco. Right, well, these are not a new off-the-block model, and I will be showing a video of it running. And what you see is something which is fairly basic. There's not much detail in there of any driver controls. There is a seat. The one that I was interested in was one that looked like a pickup truck. In other words, there's a cab back here, and then the rest of this was like a pickup truck. And if you look at their website, that's Hartland Locomotive Works, you'll see a number of these items. You see them advertised. There's something there at the front, which is might be a coupling or something, I don't know. It does have lights at the front, and it has a little thing with a name on there, and something that looks like a pallet, not a pallet, but a crate that's been carried in it in the back. So it's like an internal combustion engine driven rail mounted truck of strange outline that might be found on something. So it's just something a little bit different. Now if I turn it over, we get to see the underside, and what we've got are metal wheels with an insulated axle part in the middle, and here a pair of wheels with a gearbox on it, and then a motor which is clearly vertically mounted coming down. In terms of pickup, what you can see are sprung loaded brushes in there. Did I say I was videoing this using my phone? It's just a Samsung Galaxy phone, just a basic telephone, or camera phone as you might call them, or smartphone. So I'm not using a specific camera, but what I'm finding is you're getting reasonable focusing if the light is high enough. Anyway, so in there we see the brush picking up from the metal part under here on the wheels, and that is taking place on all 4 wheels. That's the driven wheels at the back and the undriven wheels in the front. And you can also see the wires running forwards and going up to the front pair of lights, and then something in the middle. So fairly simple underneath, and then a coupling of the standard LGB style at the back. And the wheels Sorry about that. Bit of a jerk in there. Hope it comes out all right. Saves me having to do too much editing. The wheels are being carried in the axle boxes at the end, and as far as I can tell, it's just simple running in the axle box. No bearings or anything like that, no needle points, no brass cup and bearings. Plastic axle running in plastic axle box, and solid disc wheels. So I don't know what more I can say about it as a first look at it. It's made of plastic. The way they describe the things on the website says highly detailed models. Well, you do have the representation of the rivets there on the step down there. You've got a representation of an axle box there, but in the carriage back, or this back, you do have some mould marks, which could be a representation of something. But a highly detailed model, I would expect there to be something which might look like controls, perhaps a windscreen wiper. There isn't a windscreen wiper. You might expect the window to be opening. Does it open and close? I'm loath to move it at the moment. The window may move, so it will open and close, but I'm not sure I want to move it too much. The moulding for the cab front is the same as they have on their Mac Loco. You do see the wires going into the lights at the front. Oh yes, it looks like there's some graining on the wood at the front with the cow catcher on the front of this thing. So, I mean, enough detail for me, for the sort of thing I'm going to use it for. Come back from it there you are. Saves me wobbling about on it. I'll add some still photos because I've been wobbling the camera about all the time. You might want to look in more detail at the still photos. But that's my first review of a £130 delivered Loco from the source that I'll note, which is John Sutton Books and Models, and I'm very pleased at first sight with it, because I know how much garden scale things cost generally, and this is a low cost way of getting something that's a little bit different to run around the garden railway.